What is the latest, please, for TSMC?
Yeah, I mean, what they've done is come out and really reassure people that, yes, this isn't great, yes, there's been an impact, but it's still within the bounds of what we can fix and fix quickly, given our contingency plans. So there will be some wafers lost, there will be a bit of manufacturing loss, but not the kind of months of disruptions that we've seen in the distant past and with other supply chain disruptions that we saw during the pandemic.
Just give us the context a little bit of just how integral Taiwan, TSMC, players like Foxconn as well, when it comes to phones and laptops, are to the global economy, Ian.
Yeah, I mean, everything goes through TSMC. If it's the processor in your iPhone designed by Apple, it's made by TSMC. If it's the supercomputer in a data center based on a chip from NVIDIA, that's going through TSMC. If it's a modem that's allowing your phone to connect to a network, that's Qualcomm. That's going through TSMC. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Everybody depends on them.
OK, let's talk about what else is operational on the ground in Taiwan. I was interested to read about Micron's footprint, for example, Ian. There's a lot that happens there. We're talking about semiconductor manufacturing, but it's also at the circuit board level, the context of laptops and PCs. What other names are impacted, and which areas of the technology economy should we look out for?
Yeah, I mean, historically, Taiwan was an absolute center of effectively assembly of electronic devices. A lot of that has moved to mainland China, so it's not as crucial as it used to be in that area, but there are still a lot of technology companies that work for the sort of better, well-known names like Dell, like HP, that also operate in Taiwan. And as you mentioned, Micron, that's memory chips. Memory chips are really important as well for your PC, for your smartphone.
And there is notable reaction across competitors right now. When you're looking at the rest of the chip stocks, I'm looking at the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index. Most are in the green, Micron leading it, Broadcom, Lam Research. But actually, there's an interesting exception. And you would have thought Intel, a rival, would have done well out of the back of any supply chain headaches for rivals, but not so today.
Yeah, this is an unfortunate kind of consequences that any bad news for TSMC should be good news for what Intel is trying to do, which is effectively become a competitor for TSMC. It should have people saying, hey, we need to diversify geographically. Who can we do that with? Well, here's Intel. But because of some of the financial disclosures that Intel put out there last night, that unfortunately, at least in terms of Intel stock price, is not the case.
Ian, the story with Intel is that it has different businesses, right? And we're talking in this instance about the foundry business. Intel wants to do what TSMC already does, be a contract manufacturer for third parties. And when I was looking through the financial disclosures they made, it's not just that they're booking less revenue on foundry, it's not just that the losses are widening, but their projections to the end of the decade make you a little bit concerned that they actually will get back to the era where Intel had north of 60% margins and they were the technology leader. That's the story that Pat Gelsinger, the CEO, has been trying to tell all three of us for quite a long time. Just explain, I guess, the shift in timeline that Intel disclosed last night.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't a shock for those who've been studying it closely, but it was arguably a reminder that, look, this is an extremely expensive turnaround. You could argue that Gelsinger was intellectually honest and upfront about things, and people really should have been paying attention, but some of them weren't. If you're a casual investor, if you've got other options, why wouldn't you be investing in NVIDIA, Qualcomm, TSMC, all of these other companies? And what Intel did was really remind people that, yes, they're on a tough road, and they still have a ways to go.
Ian, the stock is down 6.8%, Intel. They have a new CFO. Who is it?
Oh, it's a new CFO for their foundry division. Yeah, the main CFO is still there.